So, Beth, Rex, I'm D-Day. This is Accuracy Third.
I mean,
whole new
I'm
intro.
Rex, and this is Accuracy Third.
Beth, who are you?
I am Beth, and this is Accuracy Third.
And this, my friends, is the last burn barrel of Neverending Season 5.
Allegedly.
Because when this comes out, the two of you will have been on playa for damn near a week, and I will be just hopping in my truck and getting ready to go. After allegedly hitting upload on the syndicator. So how y'all feeling?
Holy shit, we're going to Burning Man so soon.
Oh my God. I cannot believe the size of the project that I wholeheartedly welcomed for like 4 days with excitement before realizing like, oh my God, like this is pretty much every evening from here on out.
Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, you've signed yourself up for a few weeks of evenings. Luckily, your kid is in Florida.
I fucking adore it. I feel like it's going to be such a different way for you to do Burning Man. Like, obviously this year was going to be different for you, like, no matter what. But, like...
Well, yeah, I got something to occupy me now, though.
You were running for mayor anyway.
Although we have decided that instead of a mayor, we should have a Camp Zaddy.
Yeah.
Like, gender-neutral dad.
Yeah,
with an X.
That's good, Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sharing...
Beth X.
I'm sharing it with Pickle.
Co-zaddies?
Codependent zaddies. Whole new world.
I just want to like talk for a second about a thing I'm going through around Burning Man, which is I am like obsessively thinking about it. Like the way that you think about like a crush that you have. Mm-hmm. It's like invasive thoughts all of the time. I'm spending all of my time either planning for it or fantasizing about it or remembering it. It like distracts me in that weird limerent love crush way.
Yeah, you're falling for Burning Man again.
I mean, again.
This might be the first year that hasn't been the case for me.
Yeah.
We are all virgins this year.
Honestly, most of the years that I have gone, it has been mostly an anxiety. Like, I know I'm going to like it when I get there. It's just a lot of planning, kind of anxiety feeling about it. And, you know, the worry about failing and all of that stuff. This year, it's just nothing but excitement.
This year has been a very strange experience because, like, I'm thinking and working about Burning Man all workday every day. And then I clock out, like I clock out of a job and I go about my mundane life and like make dinner and watch some television and play too much Elden Ring and stuff. And I have to remind myself that I need to pack, like prepare my personal self to go to Burning Man as opposed to prepare the event.
And for folks who might be both super limerent about the event and like super anxious about all of the packing and shit you need to do, just remember,
suck it up.
This year is gonna be a shit show.
Oh, with such a beautiful shit show.
Please give yourself permission to fail hard.
Yeah,
and prepare for it.
Season 6 is gonna be the beautiful shit show.
This is going to be a shit show, and we're all going to do our best to take care of each other. And if there are failings or flaws, that there absolutely will be everywhere because we've all forgotten how to do this, it's still going to be a blast.
And listeners, the number one way that we can care for each other as a community and as individuals is to bring a whole bunch of well-fitting, tight-fitting N95 or KN95 masks and wear them anytime you're inside anything that is kind of close or you're in a crowd. Just please don't fuck around. I don't care how vaccinated you are or how vaccinated you're never going to be. Just wear a mask. Like, it's dusty out there anyway. Wear a mask.
It's like the lowest bar of consideration you can do. And thank you for doing it. Like,
yeah,
we totally have the ability to not spread COVID to each other and the surrounding community.
I got myself 2 awesome Vogue masks coming, and I'm going to look cute.
Yeah, I got 2 of those big, thick ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just stole a bunch of N95s from the school.
I have a bunch of N95s.
Yeah.
But I've got like a bunch of cloth masks that I can wear over an N95 and not look like a paper duck?
Oh, I just think I look particularly cute as a paper duck.
I think that like post-pandemic or not post-pandemic, pro-pandemic.
That's not quite what you're going
what's
for.
What's the prefix for never ending?
The
omni-pandemic.
Yeah.
Omnidemic?
In these omni-pandemic times, I think we are far beyond concepts like looking good.
Oh, that's so not true.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I want
wait,
to look...
wait till that middle age just creep up on you.
I think you might find covering large portions of your face makes you look cuter for some people.
Well, I know that. Why I mask up all the time. I mask up in the car.
I'm so fucking psyched. I'm so fucking psyched. It's been so long and like...
Oh my God, it really has.
I had to give up hope, literally, in order to keep functioning. Like, I had to not think about Burning Man. I had to not focus on Burning Man. I don't know if our listeners have noticed that I've been not editing anything and barely around.
You've edited like one.
Yeah. I had to literally check out because I was so depressed about not being able to do it. And I don't know. It's so thrilling. And it's like so different than any way. So all three of us, and I imagine anyone who is listening, is going to be going into it in a very different way than the last time they did it, just because everything has changed.
And fuck, everything has changed. Everything is so much more expensive. Mm-hmm. Everything is 3 years rusty.
LEDs are like 3 years better, though.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You can get like 100,000 LEDs for a nickel.
And there were a bunch of people who had a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, they're all rechargeable now. It's great. Batteries are for suckers.
And we are all super bad about being around people still. So, like, all of, Burning Man is a bunch of ravers and then a bunch of, like, really specific engineers.
No.
Like, our dear friends that are really specific engineers, remember that this is, like, a lot of social. And a lot of us are getting back into, like, flexing those muscles. I thought it was really great that one of the recommendations that we ran into was please don't let Burning Man be the first time you're doing social things. Like, go try being social around people.
Yeah, hit up a couple sex parties.
Remember?
They'll make you take a COVID test before they let you in.
Just remember, you cannot transmit COVID through
if you're a swinger.
Unintimate sex. Only intimate sex puts you at risk.
Yeah, and the description of intimate sex is over 15 minutes or like face to face.
Yeah, you can't get COVID from eating ass. That's true.
Yeah.
Doggy style quickies, you're good.
Yeah, oral all the way.
Uh-huh.
I don't even have to wake up. I take that back. Well, since we have reached the very, very long end of this never-ending COVIDian season, I thought it would be interesting to look back a little bit on the, like, damn near 50 episodes we've put out in the past 3 years.
Ooh, are we doing a clip show?
We're not doing a clip show.
Is this a bottle episode?
Yes, all of the episodes are bottle episodes, except for the one that we're going to be putting out next year, where we're sitting around on playa adjacent lands.
That's not even true. We've put out a number of episodes that are not bottled up. Why we had one in the lobby of a hotel and in a bar in New York.
Oh, that's right. So, do either of you know where this season started? Do you remember the episode that we put out first to launch season 5? Who was on it? What it was about?
Was it Chukaki?
No. Beth?
Was it the Weird Swingers?
It wasn't the Weird Swingers. It was Elo talking about man base.
Wow.
That's where season 5 started, guys. Right after that is when we interviewed Han Cholo and Lazy Fuck. Wow. Remember when we met Gabriel and Robin all those years ago? That was at the beginning of season 5.
Oh, man.
No, that's not true. We'd met them before then. We'd even hung out with them before then. That was just when we got the finally recorded with them.
Yeah. But the listeners don't know that we have lives outside of releasing podcasts.
That's when the collective we, represented by the Accuracy Herd, met Gabriel and Robin. But that was like By the time we released that, Beth and I had already been to Synergy, I think, right? Or did we go to Synergy right before the pandemic? Was that our last burn?
Oh.
No.
That we went to Burning Man after Synergy.
Yeah. Synergy must have been right before our last actual burn in 2019.
I mean, we didn't even have the idea for needing to do something like burn barrel chats at the beginning of season 5. We thought season 5 was just going to be 1 year and done without like a big hiatus of sadness before coming back and being like, hey, we're people on the mic.
Shows what we know. So what, we started this at the beginning of 2020, season 5? We launched it January 2020. So we had like 5 or 6 episodes before everything went to complete shitteroo.
The afterburn was December 30th, 2019, which is officially the start of the new season. And then our first true episode came out on January 15th. And then March 29th, 2020 is, we should probably just put something out. And that's our first burn barrel chat.
Oh, man.
And now it is the last day of July, 2022. And we're all about to go back to Burning Man.
So you say there's 50-some episodes in this, and so this is like a solid third of our content this season.
So we have done 26 episodes so far this season. We're going to end the season with 28 episode interviews and 22 burn barrels.
Wow.
That is...
It's 50. You had 220s and change, you get 50.
Great. It's really hard to do math when you're me. Yeah. I was going to go right into, a sort of retrospective of the past interval before we've been to Burning Man, but that seems like an overly fraught thing to do as people are excited for driving to Playa and getting packed up for Playa, which is when I assume many of you listeners are listening to this. So instead of that, let's look forward. What are the two of you excited for Burning Man this year? And seeing your friends doesn't count. We all know that. That's a given. Seeing our friends crying on our friends. Yeah, we all can't wait to do that.
I'm looking forward to Alien Drive-Thru myself. That is the art project that is an iteration of the concepts behind Offals in 2019. Same crew.
Yes.
I did not get to spend the kind of time with Offals that I wanted to.
Offals was the very stark white light convenience store in the middle of Deep Playa, right? We were attracted to it because of its brightness. We were turned off by its incredibly white brightness and then drawn back in because of how fucking weird whatever was going on in there was.
It was, but we were also with too impatient a group, and there was a group ahead of us engaging with it, and nobody was willing to wait, and so I didn't get to play with Offals.
I probably had something to do with it.
I wasn't gonna throw you under the bus.
It's fine,
especially not at a gas station. Like it's an awful place to get thrown under a bus.
One question that I had for you guys that I did run into on the Burning Man subreddit, which was like, what are unusual camping tips that are specific for Burning Man? Like if you're thinking through like what is a good unusual camping tip.
Okay,
for Burning Man.
Here is an incredibly important camping tip for anybody who has never been to Burning Man but is a confident camper just sort of in general. If you have bought a tent, just a normal tent, a tent that you would take on almost any camping trip, it's not going to work.
Wrong tent, put it in a bigger tent.
And here is why. Every tent, just about every tent you can buy has mesh windows. Mesh windows, no matter how zipped up they are going to let in so fucking much playa when the wind blows. And most tents have mesh windows that you can't actually close up at the roof vents. So think very carefully if you're bringing a off-the-shelf tent to Playa about whether there are like mesh gaps anywhere in that tent. And if there are, you need to figure out a way to seal them.
Smart.
Otherwise, everything you got is going to be covered in dust the first whiteout.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to me so many times, and I've learned this lesson over and over again. Now I just don't camp in tents.
Yeah, the first couple of years I didn't go in tents. We just like made a Playatech bed. We like put sheets around it. You just shake out the mattress. Like, it's just like it's gonna be dusty, so you just have it open air, and then you just pick up, because it was an air mattress, which is also a terrible choice.
Oh. Some real scumbag shit right there.
And then you just shake it right on out.
That is advice number 2. There is no such thing as an air mattress.
Oh, yeah.
There's an air hammock.
There's an air void and a soon-to-be air void.
There is a bruise on your hip. Don't even try it.
I recommend having sleep mates that are heavier than you if you're going to be doing an air mattress situation.
Ballast.
Yeah.
Backpackers, if you own a Thermarest, that is excluded. Those are great.
Yeah, those work fine. If you can sleep on a Thermarest for the amount of time you're out at Burning Man.
I have gotten myself a metal folding bed frame. It's not quite a cot. It's pretty fucking sturdy. It weighs like 40, 50 pounds.
Is it spring-loaded, like fold in the middle, kind of?
It is fold in the middle. It's not spring-loaded. But it's like enough crisscross metal lath to comfortably hold a 4-inch thick folding full-size memory foam mattress.
Have you
that I got.
lay on it?
I have lay on it.
And there's not a bar in your hip?
No.
Huh?
No, it's like
That's wonderful.
4 or 5 inch squares in there. Who knows how it'll be being on it for 2 weeks or a little bit more. But I am more confident of that bed than I have been in any bed for like my past 4 or 5 years out there. I've been in that 1970s Prowler trailer bed, the great collapsing bed where in the middle of the night you might just wake up under the bed.
So it's not even that unusual. If you've been out there before, you've probably run into this, but it's just like the most important safety one that I can think of, which is cap your rebar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So many people get hurt on uncapped rebar. Like, cap it. Put a tennis ball on it. Put something on it.
Put a beer can on it.
Most of you don't need rebar anymore.
Right. Or do like candy cane rebar so it's bent over. If you just have steak rebar, fix it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna hurt someone, and it's probably gonna be you.
And if you have steak rebar and it's not candy caned, you bring it to me and I will candy cane it for you.
Rex will be doing a burlesque show where he bends rebar in
he will be doing feats of strength at the listener appreciation party. Come see us on Wednesday at 2 p.m. in Center Camp. We'll be there with the Redditors and Rex, Strongman Galoot Rex. Rex the Big Grip.
I'll be tearing phone books in half if anybody
Can you fucking do that?
An actual phone book?
We got phone books.
No, with my arthritis, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable in not liking art out there. I am like at home, can wiggle around and not liking art out there. Some art out there I actively just abject to.
I think we've staked pretty good territory in terms of not liking art, because we have as a podcast taken stands against certain pieces.
I mean, are we up our own asses about it?
No.
Yes.
I'm just like, who could actually, and this is me holding space for people who are different than me, which I'm bad at. How could you go out there even once and not roll around in the bad art? Like, how could you go out there and see anything and not have at least one piece that you like had to sit down laughing? It was so bad.
The problem with the bureau-based art is that it's your responsibility as a participant to open every single drawer in that bureau, even though they're filled with moop, they're filled with the paperbacks of stickers.
Oh, you're
or
never
they
not
are
gonna get
screwed shut. And those are the best ones.
Somewhere in that bureau is the secret.
Do you remember that big bureau that was about a secret that like you could crawl into?
Oh yeah, I really wanted to engage with that, but
There were hippies hanging out on it.
yeah, and there were lights
Weren't
on
they
sticks.
doing it? There were lights on sticks.
Oh yeah, we are like parakeets towards a mirror with the lights on sticks.
Honestly, that was a daytime art for sure. That's like an apply fresh sunscreen, have a cup of coffee, and attempt that art.
Come find us in Deep Playa. We will be giggling toward lights on sticks.
We don't ever really do daytime Deep Playa, probably because the sun is hot.
I mean, we did it last year when we went out to Folly. We stopped at a bunch of places, and then it got really hot.
Gets real hot.
It's a lot more effort to be out during the day than it is to be out during the night.
The other day trip we did was the naked bike ride.
Ouch.
Was not a...
I wouldn't call that a trip. I would
that was a trip.
Infer it were a revelation of some sort.
It's not a drug trip, so you feel a bit insulted.
For it being that hard?
No, I just have They Might Be Giants lyrics on the brain recently. I'm going to make Mango listen to so much They Might Be Giants on the way to Playa this year. She's going to regret letting me put things on the playlist.
I love you, and I'm so glad I'm not driving with you to Playa.
Best way to drive to Playa is by yourself.
I'm kind of psyched. I've never driven by myself to Playa.
I find it delightful.
I mean, with the amount of time it takes for us that early, I am looking forward to it.
I'm trying to remember if I have or not. I feel like I must have.
I feel like it'll give me a lot of time to like cry, sing along with stuff, and like cry, and like pretend to listen to podcasts, but just think about all the people that I'm going to be hanging out with.
I'm going to listen to Hamilton on the way out and just sob when his son gets killed.
Hamilton's a great one. That's a really cry-y, and now I can sing along with it type thing.
Oh, I can sing along to that like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Without looking at the where, what, when, I 100% guarantee you there's a Hamilton sing-along on Playa this year.
I would do that more than any goddamn Disney sing-along ever.
If that's the case, we need to go storm it as Aaron Burr partisans.
Fine.
Who controls the narratives? The winners control the narratives.
We are the winners. May his hat be upon your head. Should we spoil Nope for everyone since we saw Nope yesterday? I think now's the time we talk about media that people can't possibly watch before they go to Playa and spend all that time on Playa, but can check out when they get home.
I think you're underestimating how convenient it is to see a movie in Reno.
That's true. Want to get your shit stolen on the way back from Burning Man or on the way to Burning Man so you can catch Nope? You should really see Nope. It's good.
You should really see Nope. It is good. It's now my second favorite Jordan Peele movie.
I reserve judgment for later, but it was a hell of a film. Haven't stopped thinking about it.
Nah, you wouldn't.
Except when I'm thinking about Search Party, which I also have not stopped thinking about.
Oh, hey, check it out. There's a douche. Come on in and sit down, jump on the mic. Hold on, I'll add you a track.
Our good friend Andrew Christopher just showed up. He's giving Beth a ride after we record. Right now, he's going to ride this fucking mic.
So the very, very first time I went to Burning Man, which was many years ago at this point, one of the guys who rolled in on the school bus with us, who was a bodybuilder, had brought his like brand spanking new road bike with him. And it was,
oh no,
we were all chatting with him and he's like, oh yeah, it's fine. I just won't fall over or anything. It's like, dude, that bike is like $8,000. You have
half-inch tires.
And you have half-inch tires. And he had been to Burning Man before.
And probably slicks on him.
Oh yeah, it had slicks. And this guy had been before and was like, it'll be fine. It's like,
maybe he went on a real hard pan year.
It was... That was a unique person.
That's funny.
It sounds like it.
I've never made that mistake of taking a brand new bike, except for the trike that's in the back of the truck right now, which is the albatross around my neck.
Yeah, I was looking at trikes and I was like, boy, that is expensive and much bigger than I want to haul to Burning Man.
It was like, I think it was $300 at, my friendly Wally World, and it was worth every dollar of it for like 1 year. And now I am just like, great, I have to take a fucking massive trike to Burning Man and store it every year. It's swell.
I mean, you could sell it.
You can have Mr. Burning Man bike. I'm getting rid of him.
You could turn it into an art vehicle.
I was contemplating if Center Camp Village needed a bike, perhaps trading with them, but I don't want to put the burden onto them if it would not be a benefit.
I think that would be helpful. Zaddy Beth, would you like a big, heavy trike bicycle for Center Camp Village?
No. So this is the thing: is it's a terrible ride, and you know it.
Let her have more beer. Let her have more smoke. Then we negotiate.
Because it corners by falling over. It has not gone, a single year without getting a flat, and all of its tires are random sizes.
No. The tires are all the same. It is true that it has never gone without a flat. We have learned you cannot haul a Nettles on the back of the trike.
Oh, yeah.
That will, in fact, flatten a tire.
I imagine that trike doesn't hold more than 350 pounds.
No.
But Andy only weighs 95 pounds, so there's enough space.
Yeah, but it's tall weight.
I think D-Day is calling it's tall weight. It's that kind of weight that catches in the wind.
No, I don't think the trike... I mean, it also takes up so much space.
It does.
We got nothing but space in the village.
But also, I've just assumed that I get to make these choices.
You can
now.
use it
no
as a
one's
gate.
ever told me that I can. I'm just like, I'm going to be the person throwing the shit in these things at the end of the year. So
it's one of the best things about being leadership at Burning Man, especially on the team that I've been on for the past 13 years. A lot of people get to leadership and they're real butthurt that they don't have any guidance really from the org as to the shape of their job. And I'm just like, that's why you fucking do this, guys.
Yeah, this year in particular, because nobody's doing the same job that they did before and everyone's kind of spread over 2.5 jobs apiece. So there's no,
and there's 2 years of lag where the people that did do the jobs, even if they're still in that position, are experiencing a huge amount of brain drain.
I really like that we went from all of leadership having jobs that were based on personality and skill set. And over the course of the better part of a decade, we streamlined things into the sort of jobs that would make sense, that were bite-sized enough and focused enough so that you could dole it out to any person with a particular skill. And now that it's such a haphazard year, we're going back to this person can do 3 disparate things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's one of the things I found interesting, getting to know what all the roles are in our team. And the vast majority of them are such approachable levels of work. They're not horrible, spread thin, you can't have no fun. They're actually well-created positions that mean, yes, you're responsible. Yes, you have to do A, B, C, and D. But A, B, C, and D doesn't mean that's all you ever get to do out there. And I really appreciated that. I feel like that is someone put in a bunch of hard work to make sure none of the roles were overwhelming.
Somebody put in a lot of hard work to make sure it's easy work.
Exactly.
I think of it's very much almost like government work. You have slightly too many people at all times, because if you have too few, it is a huge problem.
Yeah.
And you ought to.
Yeah.
And you ought to. It's it's a vacation.
We
Right?
should
Supposedly.
be
And they're all
Supposedly.
volunteer roles.
Yeah.
and we should be redundant, if not whatever triple redundant is, so that people can take breaks and they can have their emotional collapses or their
Okay,
intimate
just
encounters.
call Beth out.
I'm not just calling Beth out.
When I tried for this role that I'm in now, I was under the impression that there would be 2 full more people doing the job that I am doing, basically. And now there is me and 1/4 of Pickle, which I agree is more competent than all
pickle
of me.
slice, a pickle chip.
But there's a pickle chip, not a full pickle.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what art that dude has been making in the past 3 years. He
Yeah.
is the brilliantest artist.
I can't wait to meet his boyfriend. Biff Ray is adorable.
Biff
Ray?
Biff
Yeah.
Ray.
Wow.
Biff Ray
Love
is
already.
Yeah.
dude, they are fucking cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are exactly like what in your ideal circumstance Pickle would find for his life, it seems.
Yeah.
Like, I'm real excited to meet that
I
person.
don't know if I'd ever considered Pickle's love life before. Like,
Oh,
he's
man.
just so amorphous to me.
I just
and
assume
I
it was
believe
a
I
lot
know
of
him well.
hot casual sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of troughs in the neighborhood.
I didn't have a lot of thoughts about Pickle's sex and love life other than I assume very successful.
Yeah, Pickle, if you're listening to this, and I assume you're not, from the moment I met you, I was like, this dude fucks. And I'm proud of you for that. I really am. You're older than me. You don't need my pride for you to be like a whole, happy, well-adjusted person. But just so you know, Pickle, you got it.
Yeah, Pickle and I had a meeting, and Pickle was like, "So we're gonna have to mommy and daddy the village a bit," and I'm like, "I'm okay with that if we can figure out a way that I'm not mommy."
No, that's why you're both co-zaddies.
Zaddy.
Kozaddy.
I don't mind being daddy. I'm fine with that.
You can be daddy. He can be zaddy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll check everyone's.
But which one of you is
Oh,
the
man, you're
four?
zaddy
Parental
Beth.
preferences.
Zaddy Beth!
Two
Sometimes you're
years of
D-zaddy.
gap, 2 years of gap, and D-Day's still going for the worst playa names for Beth he can possibly imagine.
Didn't we come up with like birthed?
What the fuck was the context on that?
Just a burst of Beth. You get birthed.
Birthed.
She just bursts into the room.
Oh, God.
Births.
The worst phonics I can come up with. That's what you get. So, Andrew Christopher, have you watched Search Party?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, holy shit.
Give
Either
it
get
2
yourself some
seasons.
HBO or find your way onto my Plex server. You got to watch Search Party.
Agreed.
It is like the
you do
funniest,
have to watch Search Party.
saddest, most beautiful, incredible storytelling thing.
Yeah, it's very funny.
And it's got maybe in
I
it.
trust births.
It's a
ve-
5-season long roller coaster of you cannot possibly predict the narrative turn.
Oh yeah, it is just not predictable.
Is that
at
in
all.
a positive way though?
Yeah.
'Cause I
Yes,
feel
yes.
like
Not
It's
so
not
much-
like Lost.
Yeah.
Everything logically follows.
Right.
You just cannot predict what the logic is going to be.
Okay.
Because of
Okay.
how brilliant the writing is and what incredible shitbags the 4 primary characters.
the start of every season is like, this is perfectly logical that this is what we're watching, but it makes I would have never ever guessed that this show is about to turn this in totally different corner.
Yeah, every season is a totally different show while being the exact same show.
fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And the episodes
Kinda like The
are
Wire,
only
totally
like
different.
25 to 30 minutes long, which seems like pretty short for such like a seriously dramatic, completely ridiculous comedy. But they force so much information into those like 25 or 30 minutes. It might as well be like 90 minutes of a different show. There's no filler in there. Every joke gives you more information about the characters. Everything the characters do shows just like how ill-equipped for life they are.
Sounds great. I will give it a shot when I ask Births what the title was
Again,
in like 30
yeah.
months. Hey, remember when I was sitting around with you and Rex and D-Day and you guys waxed poetic about a show on Hulu or Plex?
I have a question for you, Andrew Christopher. You are taking out probably the most people I've ever heard of you taking out. Like,
How many people you taking out?
So I will be joined by Shauna, and that will be a part of our honeymoon because we are getting married next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I will be bringing my mother.
Wait, you're getting married next Saturday?
Oh, fuck. Shit, it was supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah, no, I knew I was going to be there on Friday, but I didn't expect to have to stay the whole weekend. That is weird. What an appropriative teepee I'll be staying in.
Oh, yeah. And then it is
And me in a mohawk.
it is an astoundingly Mormon camp. The more you start to look into it, which I think
Wait, Camp Nauvoo is
Camp
Mormon?
Nauvoo.
I never would have guessed.
Isn't that some Avatar shit?
It is.
James Cameron is Mormon?
Is it a
Terminator is right out of the book.
was it a Mormons boys camp or a co-ed camp?
It was a Boy Scout camp that was sold off to pay off the sexual assault suits and was bought by a couple of older, very nice people who are running it as a for-profit campground now.
Okay. And obviously weddings is the thing that they do.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There's
quite a few
on the website.
Is it in the wedding mines? Is it out in is it out in wine country?
No, it's up in the foothills of the Sierras. It's a very, very beautiful location.
Are there caves there? Can we stop at caves?
There
on the way home?
a larder, I think is how you pronounce it, but it's filled with rat shit and old hay. So
yeah, that's
it's not so much
adjacent.
like a spelunking cave so much as used to be a larder.
You might get the same kind of poisoning you might get in a cave.
Yes, yes.
fine.
There's definite microbial life.
Yeah, there's cave gases.
So Shauna, my mother Kate, her husband Larry, and then two good friends, Nick and Dale. I'm vouching for a bunch of people right now, so I'm out on a limb.
And they're working decor?
They're all working decor, yes.
Nice.
Are Kate and Larry, they're not doing
Guardianing? They're not guardianing.
Oh, lucky us.
Yeah,
We'll get
we
to
pulled
hang out
them
with
over.
them more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
You going to be their son this year, or am I still going to be their son this year?
Well, I think that I'm playing third fiddle after Beth, and then following you, and then
Shauna.
I think. Well, I mean, that's not even in the. If you really want to know,
They're going to call me their son, but they're still going to call her their daughter-in-law.
It's. If you really want to know the list, it would be Little Miss and Wilson, who are their dogs.
Okay, I'm writing this down.
Yep. Then Shauna. Then in a lusty stepdaughter sort of way, Beth.
I get that. Yeah.
And then there is a distinct gap. And then you.
I get that. Yeah, I bring a lot of disappointment down with me.
Yeah. And then
That's why it's so familiar.
And then it's D-Day point 2 would be Andy. Andrew Christopher.
And where's
excuse
Dale?
me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about ice. Or did they really?
Where is that's a great question.
Are you sure they're not going to be completely obsessed with new daughter this year, and there will be no other children?
I think that Kate and Shauna will burn similarly, and so will very much enjoy spending time with each other. Larry will, I assume, keep up his habit of hitting his one hitter and riding his bike around giggling to himself and then heading back and having a cocktail and then hitting his one hitter and riding around and giggling to himself.
Oh, can we play Let's Go There with Larry?
I would love to.
Oh, let's go there.
I would like to get Larry out to one of the stupidly large dance stages.
That's not what I said, though.
We can let's go there all the way to a stupidly large dance stage.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
You'll see us there.
I'm dedicated to dancing at least once this year. I haven't gone to a dance club in a while.
I have promised to go dancing this year.
That's true. We could all go on the same night.
Yeah. I just think it's, Shauna and Kate and Larry are all going to be killer at it. So it's not really taking the same risk as 5 actually new people.
Yes.
I'm just reliving my own nightmares of inviting people that I shouldn't have invited. So, but
who shall not be named on this podcast.
No, that would be mean.
We can woe them out.
Yeah.
Look, we all regret Grover Norquist, but we don't blame you.
No, we blame the org.
I think it's a rite of passage to be a volunteer on a team, to be excited to bring somebody on and to see them find some level of success and perhaps some level of failure. And that's a part of the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just interesting, watching you negotiate in particular, where you're going to help and where you're not going to help.
Me on the team, you mean?
Yeah, well, help the people that you're bringing out there. The differing levels of hey, maybe I can. I mean, I'm very similar. When I try to bring someone out, I want to have good boundaries about a bunch of stuff, but I want to help in ways that I don't normally. Which is funny, other than Lex, who I barely knew when invited out there, and I was like, good on you, have fun. But
this guy
I hope you
D-Day
have a good
right
time,
in
but
with
I don't
him.
want to be responsible for it.
yeah.
Yeah, it is a very delicate balance to walk to end up like proactively facilitating without becoming a crutch.
Yeah. And it's like, here's information and some stuff I could do for you that will really help you have a better time. And like when you're bringing people out there, obviously you want it to be a fun thing for them. I would say arguably you want it to be fun for them over you want them to do the labor of it, at least for me.
Yeah.
Like if they fuck off on our crew, then maybe they won't do our crew again. But if they have a great time at Burning Man, then that was a success for me.
All of the people that are on my list of invitees have burned before.
Yeah.
Half have volunteered on a team before.
Dale has been before?
So Nick and Dale are not Dale, my brother. Nick and Dale
Gotcha.
are two people that are very close friends of Shauna, and I adore both of them.
I thought it was
You'll-
weird that you referred to
You'll meet
Dale
them
as
at-
your friend.
You'll meet them at the wedding.
you will meet them
yeah.
at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is on
Next
Saturday,
Friday.
not Friday.
I'll be there Friday.
This will be great for Nick and Dale. They're going to get a chance to meet a bunch of people on the team before they go out there.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to have them together at that space. I'm very excited to have them together and just see where it goes.
Yay.
Like Beth and I have had this conversation many times. Like when you bring a person out, you feel very responsible. I feel, and I believe that Beth does, feel very responsible for their first year. Like
Yeah.
success on the team, success landing, success having a bit of fun, or at least opportunities for fun. And after that, they're all their own.
Yeah.
Like there are people that we've individually brought on that found success and then later had more challenges. And it's like, well, that was their challenges, not
Exactly.
my challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best case scenario when you do that is the person who you bring out, who you feel responsible for their fun, within a day or two is just like, hey, I got this.
Yeah. That was so Lex was the most hands off. I normally, when I invite people to join the team, it's people that I know well enough to go, you're going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Lex has just worked with me doing hard manual labor and was good at it. And when I brought it up, Lex expressed interest. And then I was like, I don't know if you'll be good at it, but I know you like to work and are good at working. So sure.
Here's the doorway.
Yeah.
Here's this.
The door
hard
is
working we do.
unlocked.
And this was the happiest moment for me when I got out to play it, because Lex had been out days earlier because got a ride with D-Day.
For Lex's first experience
Oh, yeah.
at Burning Man.
And it was like 2 days after I arrived that Lex is like, I'm going to have to stay through cleanup. Like, I'm going to have to. I need this for me. And I was like, oh, shit, you are such a burner already.
You're such a burner, and that's a long ways away. So don't sign any checks quite yet.
I mean, they did it.
They did and succeeded, and I was thoroughly impressed.
And then the next year, they're like, I need to actually bring enough clothes for staying
clothes.
that long.
Yep.
And not a 2-person backpacking camp tent.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I still have to look at my tent.
Your Kodiak.
Now
Yeah.
is the time.
Yeah, I'll pull it out after this.
Sleeping in a tent,
I
like
can't
a
wait.
participant.
Oh, it's fine. Since the last time I went out there are like ubiquitous high capacity USB batteries that are solar and little like 8-inch by 8-inch cube, like water cooler fan pass over the filter thingies. What are those called?
Swamp coolers?
Yeah, swamp
Swamp
coolers.
coolers.
Yeah.
Oh, are you giving D-Day Great Gray swamp coolers?
No.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Oh.
Great
Because
Gray
We
made
had
them.
talked about it.
It's in the scamp. You can totally take it.
Sweet.
Already
Yeah,
made
it's ready to
by
go.
Great Gray.
Are they
Well,
like
then
the
I'll have
5
another
gallon
one.
bucket ones?
Yeah, it's a classic fig jam.
I was
Powered
going
by?
12 volt.
Thank you, Great Gray.
You asked earlier about what we're excited about that isn't our friends. I've been getting really excited about the shit show of it. Like, it's going to be a real shit show this year. It's going to be such a mess. Like, not just personally and in our team, but like the whole thing.
The event is going
There's
to
going to
be
be
wild.
such broken art. There's going to be such camp meltdowns. There's going to be so many like theme camps that never get their shit set up. It's going to be like
It'll
one
be
of
like old school
Burning
Burning
Man.
Burning
where
Man, I
shit
remember from my youth.
I'm not managing bars. I think this is going to be the first year in a long time where it's like all this shit isn't done on Friday night.
Yeah.
Like you're doing parties in half-built bars.
Yeah. Which is beautiful.
That's what I fucking want.
It's dangerous. It's lovely.
Dude, the event is going to start this year and shit is not going to be a quarter built.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
That's the hope.
That's what I've wanted for like the past 15 years.
I love when you're walking past a place on the Esplanade and it's like, hey, when do you guys think you'll be open? Like, well, the truck's in Wyoming.
Listeners, did you
Okay.
find some great dark art this year? Hit us up in the comments.
Oh, you know what I was thinking is early, still before officially the gate opens, we should go around and do a theme camp tour and just be like, which theme camps are melting down already? Like just do a walk along Esplanade.
We've got
and
those great
listen for
microphones with
yelling.
the dead cats on it. We could just walk right up to them and like ask them why they're screaming at their campmates right
So
now.
what we should do is we should get like a list of the camps on the Esplanade. Do a walk around and then make a Deadpool.
Okay, so we need
Just place bets on who will never open.
And our art this year should just be a whiteboard where the
Yes.
bets are put up on.
A big whiteboard on Esplanade that we have not gotten placed. We just put
Put it
there.
up there.
with the old
We could-
school cracking like
We can make
sticks
footers for it. I'll
taped
bring
to
some
it.
cement.
We could make like a real full on gambling operation just on playa points. Just issue everybody 100 playa points on credit.
Yeah.
What's our VIG?
We could
12%? 25? I don't think it's a VIG unless it's at least 12%.
It's not a VIG. We're not that kind of gambling operation. We just take a rake.
Okay, we're going to have to take this offline because if we're any sort of a gambling operation, we're a gambling operation.
VIG only works if you're like a long-term operation. We're a one and done. We need to just take a rake off every bet.
They're going to
As
say
long as we get
anti-Semitic shit
buy-in.
about us anyway. We might as well get a healthy VIG.
Of our made up playa points?
I'm pretty sure Vigorish is Italian. I don't think you have to worry about anti-Semitism.
I think it's always there.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty cognizant of it.
That's easy for you to say.
I agree, Beth. I'm very much excited for the shit show art. I don't know. I've not entirely loved the large scale LED like $1 million projects, and I do miss the half jank duct tape. Like the bar is open. Good luck getting to it.
Yeah, the bars that have just piles of dangerous garbage on either side of their main entrance.
Yeah, that's their gate.
yeah.
Yeah. If
You put the trike in between those.
if you
lock it
seriously injure yourself walking in, then you've had too much.
Yeah, and if you seriously injure yourself on the way out,
Well,
it's
you
time
were
to leave.
You were gone.
Yep. Oh, man. I can't fucking wait. It's like almost real. I just have to finish all of this food shit.
It's like
in the next 2 weeks.
42 poops away.
Speak for yourself.
Right? Fuck.
Like it's 35 poops away from next week.
There's just this damn wedding in between now and then.
That's a trial run.
Yeah, I don't want to call it inconsiderate, but it is, and you should know better. Like, you are literally the only person I know that does not live in this house who could get away with getting married at the beginning of August when we have the first Burning Man in 3 fucking years to go to.
Yeah. We didn't think about that part.
I don't know what makes you think either of us gets away with getting married, period. Again, like, come on.
Look, we can go to couples therapy when it's time to make that decision. if that ever comes.
I support if either of you are going to sign contracts again, it should be with each other. It would have worked
Yeah,
out
do
better
it.
than your previous marriage.
Do it quickly, though. The right may not persist for long.
Right?
Well, I may not
contemporary.
be not throwing Molotov cocktails for long.
Man, from your lips to Bob's ears, may the right not persist for long.
Yeah, let's make marriage illegal. How about that?
I like that.
That'd be fine.
I like the make marriage not illegal document idea. You can totally get married. Marriage is
Beth, I would like us to sign a contract with you that we will not ever get married, no matter what.
no matter how many shed dealerships assume that's our relationship.
It doesn't matter how inexorably entwined our lives are. You and I will not get married.
I mean, that's very easy. Right now, as the person in the room who, I mean, sorry, Andy, I'm cutting you out of this for a second.
That's fine.
Who doesn't have a failed marriage? I'm winning. Why would I risk this by trying to have a marriage?
I don't think my marriage failed, Beth. I think my life succeeded.
No, yeah.
So you're telling me that Accuracy Third is not formally married, and Beth, you're not the hinge?
I like to refer to her as the cotter pin.
Obviously, Noah is the hinge. Like, neither D-Day...
Like a saloon door, he is.
D-Day and I could not exist without Rex. So he's the hinge.
We hung out a couple times before, Rex. I'm just uncomfortable.
And yeah, and I didn't like you, so it made it harder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's
Joe liked me.
Yeah, you're an acquired taste.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it just took me a while to get you.
Yeah.
People are saying.
Like kimchi.
Oh, man. But on a sandwich, delicious.
Yeah.
Sandwich.
But if you think you're eating coleslaw and you're getting kimchi, that's an experience.
Oh, yeah. It's like when you think you're drinking water, but that's a pint glass full of vodka, and that's how you find out your friend's an alcoholic.
Ooh.
Oh, I never told you that?
No.
Well,
I have a suspicion I know who you're talking about.
no, you don't, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it's happened more than once.
Yes.
Yay, aren't you excited for Burning Man? There's just nothing much more to do.
It is...
Hey, at least
Like, it is literally the only thing in my life that I might experience failure through right now. And I almost certainly won't.
Oh, there's a lot of ways.
Well, like, it's not the hardest fucking kitchen to run. It's like an easier kitchen to run than the one I was taught to cook in when I was like fucking 16. But it is on Playa, and like the infrastructure itself is kind of an unknown quantity. Not because I don't know it, but because I haven't looked at the equipment manifest yet, because I haven't been able to motivate myself to, because I haven't taken my meds in 4 days. Because if I do, I will.
the equipment manifest is also a few years old, so you really are going to have to confirm with the KK kids.
Kids.
I don't know if that's on the table, but at the very least, Sergio and I will bring out our own kitchen equipment.
I do think that the only thing you may have to worry about is making sure you have enough burners.
Great. That's easier than I mean, most stuff is going to be in an oven or cooked otherwise, except for breakfast and gumbo.
Great.
This is enchanting.
This is now verging on a meeting. So, shall we wrap this up?
No, not yet.
No, D-Day hasn't gotten nearly enough content out of us.
Oh, content.
That's not true.
Content.
We just have to thank our patrons for
Thank
helping
you.
support us over the past 6 or 7 years of season 5. We literally could not have done it or a bunch of work on our plumbing or electrical system without you. Remember when we lost power? That was early in season 5. Remember before the electrics in the house were safe? That was at the beginning of season 5.
Ooh, wow.
We recorded with Zeno on the picnic table out in the yard using a battery because an hour and a half before he came over, PG&E had to turn the power to the house off.
Was that when the house almost burned down?
When the service box was smoking? Yes. The music in this episode is by Me Rex. You can find them on Bandcamp, and if you like their EP and you buy their music, let them know you heard it on this podcast, which is Accuracy Third, which is produced by Accuracy Third.
The music in this episode was not by me, Rex.
On Bandcamp.
Make crap music and nobody wants it.
Thank you, everyone. It has been a long fucking time since we've been to Playa, and I am on my way to Playa right now. So I hope you all drive safe, pack your shit well, but not so well that Gate decides to send you to D-Lot to unpack all of your shit. And please, please, please understand that there are narcs fucking everywhere. If anyone pretty asks you for drugs, don't give them drugs. Or talk to them about art first.
And I have already cried in commissary a couple of times by the time you're listening to this. Come find me and D-Day and Beth and a bunch of random Redditors.
Maybe Andrew Christopher and family.
Andrew Christopher and family at our listener appreciation party / Reddit hoedown. Hootenanny. They have hootenannies on Reddits, right? In Center Camp, in one of the participant pop-up use spaces, Wednesday event week.
Wednesday.
2020. 2 at 2 p.m. It's a lot of twos. Bring your own bottle or whatever. We will also have bottles or whatever. There's no bar there. It's just Center Camp. But boy, is there shade and space. And also, we did that. We did that.
Mm-hmm.
We did that.
We will have done that for us.
Come see that thing.
Allegedly.
And talk to us about this thing we do. And we'll have stickers and shit and liquors and shit. And, we'll be in various states. And that's all I have to say about that. Never-ending season 5 ends.
Thank you, everyone. See you in a couple months at the Afterburn.
Find the North Star, extrapolating is fine. I will remember these, the best days of my life. Think of you squinting with the